I welcome you all to MOOC's course entitled Community Engagement and Social Responsibility. I will be discussing Unit 3 today. It deals with rural development programs, implications, and management. This unit has two modules. The second module is about local administration and community involvement. Module 2, Part 6. In sixth part of Module 2, we will be studying about community involvement in decision making. In the previous part of the module, we studied about village health, nutrition and sanitation committee.
Now we come to that how community can be involved in decision making. The community can be involved in decision making. The next slide will show that there are various steps, and at each step we can involve members of community or villagers to take the decision. The first is need assessment, that means expressing opinion and desirable. Uh, what all opinion people have, maybe an outsider will have a different perspective, but a villager will give first hand information and will give the authentic opinion so that the need assessment can be done properly. Next is planning. They can also be absorbed in planning stage, wherein you can decide on goals, objectives, and when to cater them. Third is mobilizing them. Mobilizing is raising the awareness in the community and supporting. So, if you want to float an idea into the villages, the best person would be a person from the village. If he or she is told the concept, he can easily be a brand ambassador of that message and spread the message in the village. The next is training. That is, the person can be trained, and the training, the knowledge thus acquired can be transmitted easily. And last is at the implement stage also. That means how the activities can be managed and maintenance of community organization. I mean, implementation part level also, at this level also, the people can be involved. This table shows the overcoming competing priorities and institutional differences in the form of different societal and environmental threats like poverty, marginalized communities, subsistence agriculture, land degradation, underdeveloped regions, and how they are addressed using the sectoral approaches like biodiversity protection for marginalized communities, natural hazards for land degradation, rural urban gaps for underdeveloped regions, and how the synergistic effect is created and development perspective or the outcomes are taken into consideration like quality of life improvement, sustainable agriculture, rural resilience, circular economy, and reducing inequalities. So the diagram in all shows what are the various threats which are existing in the rural areas, what can be the different sectoral approaches to address them, how synergistic effect is created, and what will be the outcome in the developmental perspective. Lastly, we will be talking about the resource management in rural areas. Indian Institute of Rural Development believes that participatory process should be there, which will enable the stakeholders to play a decisive role in developing and managing the resources which are vital for them. Indian Institute of Resource Development or Resource Management has taken up the cause of natural resource management as a very dear cause, and it has helped in execution of various programs. So here is a list of different programs which were undertaken by them. What was the time zone and the area which was taken? What was the supporting agency? And how many number of lives were affected by it? Let us have a look at it. The first program is waste management through vermiculture. This program was launched in Gujarat, Kutch, Jhalawar, Jaipur, Alwar, Bundi, Tonk, Kota, Rajasthan, and the time period was 1999 to 2006. This program was supported or funded by ADB, like Asian Development Bank, Government of Gujarat, Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, CAPART. And 1,300 lives were affected positively in Rajasthan and 500 in Gujarat. Another project is about water, that is Water Resources Augmentation Project. Now this project focuses on how water resources can be conserved and augmented, and it was carried out in 2002 to 2004 at Jhalawar, which is sponsored by CARE and Rajasthan, government of Rajasthan, and all families in Sunel town and adjoining villages were affected by it because water is an important source, and since Rajasthan is a deserted area, so it was important to augment the water resource here. The third program, as you can see here, is Rashtriya Sam Vikas Pariyojana, which was again carried out at Jhalawar from 2002 to 2008, and the supporting agencies were Zilla Parishad and Government of Rajasthan, and 120 beneficiaries were there. Talking about the next program was Motivation to Voluntary Resettlement Plan Assistance in Mobilizing Issue in Bilaspur, Jaipur Water Supply Project, a study on water demand. I mean, again, it's a case of water supply. That means water conservation and how it can be augmented, because it is a very important and I think the primary resource for any village. This was carried out in 2005 in Tonk and was funded by Asian Development Bank, and 200 families were positively affected by it.
Hence, in this part, we studied about community involvement in decision making. In the next part, we will study about resource management in rural areas.
Thank you all for patient hearing.